What is up, Planeswalkers? Theorix6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Be sure to head over to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal and helps support the channel. Now today, this is essentially a suggestion by a commenter on one of the videos. They asked if I could make a Pirates deck. Now at first I was thinking that I was just going to just wait until Brawl comes out and then I can make a Admiral Beckett Brass Brawl deck. And I was like, Brawl's probably not coming to Arena for a little while, which is a little unfortunate, but I guess I'll just make a 60-card normal Pirate deck. Why not? But I don't like the idea of playing aggro, because I suck at it, mostly. So I was like, okay, let's try to make a mid-range Pirate deck. And this is what I came up with. We're running only 4 Fanatical Firebrands on our one-drop slot. Now, that might be insane to some of you people who actually play a more aggressive style of Pirates. But we like the Firebrand because it has haste. We can sack it to deal a damage to any target, to trigger some things if we need to, but for the most part, it comes down so that it can just suicide itself and trigger our raid, allow us to trigger our raid abilities. Kitesail Freebooter is a really nice mid-range card. It helps us against pretty much any mid-range or control deck, and sometimes aggro. You can take their lightning strikes or whatever. But it comes down and it just frustrates your opponent's curve. You can take away something of theirs, like a search for his Canta or something like that, if they need to have that on curve. It's very helpful. Additionally, it flies, so it's a little bit harder to block, and it helps our raid triggers. Direfleet Daredevil is a card that I really like, and I've seen it played in various Jund decks, and you know, there are so many different spells running around that have really interesting effects, that I found Direfleet Daredevil to be very impactful in several different areas, right? For example, the Grixis and Jeskai Drake decks often run Lava Coils. If they end up Lava Coiling one of your pirates, and then they play out a Drake, you can Direfleet Daredevil and Lava Coil the Drake. It's fantastic. Charter Course, obviously, we do need to draw some cards. This is a mid-range deck that does run a large number of creatures. 24. So we are going to, you know, potentially run out of gas, so Charter Course helps with that. 2 Moment of Craving, just because we are not an aggressive strategy, and some aggro decks are faster than us, so we do need to gain some life. Lightning Strike is a tool that can either be used as removal in the aggressive matchups, or used to go to the dome in a control matchup. Fiery Cannonade is a board wipe that we can play, that we don't have to worry about. It doesn't hit our creatures, we can kill X3s by utilizing Fanatical Firebrand, very helpful. Captain Lannery Storm, she is interesting. She's definitely one of the more aggressive cards in the deck, but I do like her because of the fact that she is very frustrating to block in certain decks, and she does allow us to potentially skirt the fact that sometimes we're not going to have 4 lands, because I did decide to cut down to 23 lands just because of the fact that I was kind of drawing like too many lands too often, but having her make a treasure is very helpful to making sure that we have one of our 4 drops. Ruin Raider is another one of those card draw mechanics. It is a 3/2, so it does die to a lot of things, so you're not always going to want to attack with it, but you are going to relatively frequently be able to trigger the raid ability, probably once or twice, and even just that is usually enough to help out in mid-range or control matchups. Hostage Taker is easily the MVP of this deck. It's removal, and it acts as like a 3-for-1, really. Like, it's removal for them, it's a body by itself that's a pirate, and you can theoretically cast the thing that you took from it. Of note, this thing can hit artifacts. That's not something that always occurs, but the fact that it does hit artifacts is a nice little bit of extra. Admiral Beckett Brass is like kind of the reason we were playing this deck. It isn't always gonna work out, but you know, it's still like a fine cost for what it is. 4 mana 3/3 that is, you know, a lord. It buffs all of our creatures. And if you're able to hit your opponent with 3 or more pirates, you get to steal something of theirs. There's no like restriction on it other than it has to be a non-land, so you can take anything. The problem with that, of course, is if you're hitting your opponent with 3 different pirates, you're probably already winning. That said, you know, this is meant to be a little bit more of a casual deck, so yeah, take that how it is. 2 Vraska's Contempt, because sometimes there are planeswalkers and we need to get rid of those. This is our mana base. As you can see, we're not running like what the heck is it called? There it is. We're not running the Unclaimed Territory. I just don't think it's necessary, to be honest. We have a good enough mana base that there's no reason to make our ability to cast things like Vraska's Contempt worse. And then these are 2 cards that I just decided not to put in. If you are finding that you're running up against a little bit more single target removal, and you're having a hard time protecting your more important pirates, you can bring in Siren Stormtamer instead of the Firebrands. Or if you're finding that you're coming up against way too much Golgari Midrange, then Deadeye Tracker is a really nice way to annoy the crap out of your opponents, exile stuff from their graveyard, as well as against things like the Jeskai and Grixis Drake decks. So that was the thing. And since I'm going to try and like actually get my rank up, I'm going to probably be playing most of my meme-ish decks in casual. So I do want to apologize yet again for not having a video yesterday, but I wasn't feeling great. Oh, by the way, if it sounds like I'm stuffed up, it's because I just had pizza and I put pepper on all of my pizza because I'm a bad man. I do wish that we had a Shockland here. Is this fine if we're delayed by a turn? Probably not. I should mulligan. I'm trying to be less greedy with my mulligans, and this is actually a lot better of a hand. Because we can go and play this tapped. We have the Kitesail Freebooter on 2, and then if we are able to get another land, then we have hopefully a raid-triggered Ruin Raider, which is always nice. Land our elf, sure. We can see what our opponent's up to, what style of deck they're on, and we did draw the land, so we'll be able to Ruin Raider on 3. Alright, so they're on Golgari Midrange. So I can take Ass Trophy now, or I can force them to use it. I think I would honestly rather force them to use it. It gives us land. Yeah, this is fine. Especially since if they use it and then they end up playing their Vraska, then I can Dire Fleet Daredevil into their Assassin Trophy and kill the Vraska. So very helpful, and we get to draw a card. It does come at the cost of some life, but we don't care. We're drawing cards. Or we just draw land, and it doesn't cost any life. As it shouldn't. Oh, right, I'm dumb. They can just Chupacabra this. But they didn't do it this turn for some reason. Good as me, I sneezed. Alright. So they have that on top. They have... Sure, yep, that's fine. I guess I could hostage take or something. Fiery Cannonade isn't terrible. But I think I'd rather save Cannonade. I also think I should hostage take the Chupacabra. I could hostage take the Wild Growth Walker. So if I hostage take her the Branch Walker, I get to attack with both. I think, honestly, I want to Fiery Cannonade here. My opponent is probably going to, in response, Ass Blast us. But I think that's fine. So my assumption is, in response, they're going to Ass Blast the Ruin Raider, unfortunately. I prefer if they hit the Freebooter. But I think... Wow, they didn't do it. That seems wrong. I mean, I guess my opponent is going to go for the Jadelight Ranger this coming up turn. Keep drawing lands. Five non-lands to 6 lands. A little awkward, but it's fine. Yeah, that's like exactly why I cut down on the number of lands. Find. Interesting. So I can actually use Find if I want to. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to... So, for what it's worth, Dire Fleet Daredevil, it only hits cards from your opponent's graveyards, which kind of sucks. I do wish it could target yours as well, but then maybe it'd be too good. Let's go ahead and just play out the Drowned Catacombs. So I can hostage take this and play it. I could just hostage take this, and then I would lose this. I could just Lightning Strike this, and just try and make it so that they can't Chupacabra us. Because they don't have double green. Right, so they need to top deck double green. So I think I kind of like Lightning Striking the Lannery, especially since we do have an active Ruin Raider. It's not worth... Like, them gaining more life isn't worth losing my Ruin Raider. Like trading it, essentially. And if they had a basic forest, I'd be more inclined to let that live and do a different play. So they need to top deck a green source here in order to be able to play this. They can easily play Merfolk Branchwalker and make this larger. But then I can hostage take and play it. So let's see what my opponent has access to. And for what it's worth, at any point, if my hostage takers die, if my Kitesail Freebooter dies, I can Direfleet find, right? And since I'll be on 6 mana, I can Direfleet find and play a 2-drop, right? That's getting binned, I'm certain. It's always nice when you can beat what appears to be a mostly meta deck. I think this is kind of an older version. I don't think most of the Golgari Midrange decks play Assassin's Trophy anymore. I don't know about Golgari Queen, but I'm relatively certain they don't play Assassin's Trophy, at least not in the main. Opponent taking a while to decide. Or am I just disconnected from... Nope, they're just taking a while to decide. Had some annoying technical difficulties earlier today. During stream. Hopefully that does not occur again. Opponent deep in the tank. Alright, and we do have another Kitesail Freebooter, which is nice, but I think the plan honestly is just to take the Wild Growth Walker, keep drawing cards. And if I wanted to, I can hostage... Thank you. I can hostage take, like, a Jadelight Ranger from them. But we're just slowly pinging them down. Getting raid triggers, drawing lands. Our Rune Raider is being the best orc she can be. We're just drawing lands off her and then top decking non-lands. We're gonna kill this pretty easily. Oh, that was the like best draw we could have asked for, I think. Yeah, wow. Our opponent kind of had tough breaks there, but we had removal for Lannery Elves, and we decided to pull the trigger early enough that we were able to, you know, capitalize on their stumble, and it's good. And it's good. It's the bottom of the it's the bottom of the ninth with the Pirates. Will they go all the way? The Direfleet Daredevil swings. It's going, gone. This hand is not great, but it's playable. If we have to, we can play Direfleet Daredevil on 2. And we do have double brass, so if the first one inevitably dies, then we can play that. Our opponent did mulligan, so it makes the hand a little bit less awful, just because of the fact that our opponent's hand is likely going to be a little bit weaker, and they bottomed, which is nice for us. Cool. So now we have a Lightning Strike instead of having to play the Daredevil, so we can instead just, like, kill something of theirs, which they didn't have. Do we just play the Summit now? I guess so. Because we don't have anything to play on 3 anyway. I guess I could have Daredeviled. I should say, you don't always need to get value out of your Direfleet Daredevil. Ooh, this is fantastic, though. I will play this untapped. So, I mean, this will trigger raid. I can use Charter Course. And hopefully by next turn, I'll be able to play a Beckett Brass. So even if this dies... Interesting. So I guess this is a Rage Dinosaur deck. But yeah, even if that dies, it's fine, because we can just play Brass next turn. Or not, because we didn't draw land, which is incredibly awkward. How dare you? So I'm assuming we're going to see the Raptor. Nope, Forerunner. Is this a Polyraptor deck? Or is this just a normal deck? Okay, I think it's just normal. And for what it's worth, I think we Lightning Strike this. Do I need to play Direfleet Daredevil? I don't think my opponent is going to give me anything good with Direfleet Daredevil. But you know what? If they have a land and Savage Stomp, I actually don't want to give them a target. So I think it's actually better for me to kill this, have this tapped, they'll play this, then I exile it. Yeah, I feel like... So obviously, like, hindsight's 20/20, yada yada yada. But if they did have land Savage Stomp and force it to fight, it would have been bad. So let's go and respond to this. So now he doesn't even get the draw. So he lost essentially like 2 draws there. Another Forerunner. 1 damage to our creature you control. That creature gains trample. Yep, another one of those. Freebooter. I think I'll just Beckett Brass here. Beckett Brass here. They'll draw and play this. I guess I could Kitesail Freebooter and just play the Direfleet Daredevil. This way I just see if he does have a fight card and get rid of it if he does. Nope, he has a migration. That's fine. Unfortunately, I realized that this just dies to this, so not really a reason I'm playing it. Could chart a course and just discard one of them. I think I'm going to do that. Fiery Cannonade, honestly, is not good. Looks like the dinosaurs are beating up on the pirates. A little awkward. Okay. Still, we can get through this. So who's going to be able to play 5 damage to target creature and opponent controls? Eek. That's a yikers from me. So he's going to play this next turn and kill either of our creatures. So I guess I could Beckett Brass now? It might be better to Ruin Raider just so I can try and find another Lightning Strike or another, one of the other Contempt. Not sure. I think it's better to play out. I don't know. I legit don't. We have a replacement Brass, and my opponent unfortunately has the Forerunner and the ability to keep getting it back. Or sorry, and the ability to keep drawing dinosaurs, right? They keep drawing live. Steam Vents does not technically help. So I think I'm going to hope that my opponent doesn't have a dinosaur, try and draw a card now. I guess I maybe should have taken the 2 damage, just in case I did draw a Lightning Strike, but no. We're gonna lose to dinosaurs. Yeah, I mean, Horror of the Empire plus Enrage. Not terrible. Not terrible. I didn't expect that, though. I guess they didn't want to keep getting hit for a flyer? Kind of strange. They might have Ranging Raptors, though. Oh, no. I'm gonna probably just have to give this to my opponent. Ow. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and give this to my opponent. Apparently, when it comes to the rivals of Ixalan, the dinosaurs win. For what it's worth, I was stuck with a card that didn't necessarily help. Direfleet Daredevil does require certain good situations to work. At first I thought that said Swalot, the Pokemon. We have Kitesail Freebooter, but like not much else. It's a greedy keep if I keep it. A real greedy keep, and honestly I don't think I should. Also, these are all ladies, I just realized. Alright. Now we don't have any black. Why do you hate me? Now you guys might be saying, well, if you had the unclaimed territory, it would work. True. But just barely. Also, that's what Lannery's for. Okay, so we're going first. And we're going to be able to play Lannery into, I guess, Beckett. And good old Pirate Grandma coming to kick your butt. Alright, we play nothing until turn 3. Our opponent counters our Lannery Storm, and we weep. Oh no, they're playing Charge Course. Alright, they're playing Drakes. Awesome. Let's see how this deck plays against a real deck. Do this. Get a treasure. Next turn I can storm. And this works for what it's worth. This is whenever you sacrifice a treasure. It doesn't have to be to, like, in response to anything. Good talk, opponent. Alright. That was a game asterisk. Whoops. He died. He was actually just afraid because I am the one, don't weigh a ton, don't need a gun to get respect off the streets. Under the sun, the bastard son will pop the Glock to feed himself and family. Ryuki, this is a good hand. We have lands and spells. That's what I look for. Lands and... our opponent's mulliganing. Alright, well, this is probably not going to be another game. But, you know what? I'm not editing, because I, like Northern Lion before me, I don't feel like it. Also, if I edited, then, like, I'd have to, like, record videos, like, 2 or 3 days in advance. And I'm not about that life. But our opponent's sticking it out. Mad respect. I will probably Direfleet Daredevil. Oh, they're merfolks. Alright, well, looks like we have another, yeah, they don't play that many spells. But looks like we have another, Ixalan Tribal Challenge. Except this time, my Pulligan mulligan all the way down to 4. They have 3 cards to my 6. 2 cards to my 6. We can Cannonade. And honestly, like, I might as well. I guess I'll wait for that. Right, I want to Cannonade that. So we shall instead... This is first strike, so I don't care about attacking. So I guess I attack in Charter Course, and then next turn I just Fiery Cannonade and make my opponent sad. No, it has first strike. Don't block it. Oh, opponent. It is first strike. Opponent, no, don't. All right. Okay, they figured it out. I mean, I could do it like instant speed to kill it, but I don't need to, and I'd rather just draw 2 cards. Yeah, drawing cards. Drawing cards is where it's at. Kumana, oh shoot. I guess I have to hostage taker that. I mean, to be fair, it's not actually that bad. So I'll just play this, take hostages, yoink. Man, the game's easy when your opponent mulligans to 4. I love it. For what it's worth, mad respect to Ryuki for hanging out. No blocks. Let us Cannonade. Rob the grave to snow the cradle, then burn the evidence down. A win is a win. And I'll take it. Hey, it's brass. Unfortunately, my opponent will be dead before I get a chance to steal Deeper Waters. For what it's worth, she counts herself. Okay, I guess, you know what? My opponent is still alive. They're able to block. But I'm going to be a bad person and take a hostage. This is my hostage. Thank you. They have to chump all of them? Well, I guess they could double block 1, but it doesn't actually do anything. So it's better just to chump. Honestly, it's probably better to take 1. Yeah. See if they're going to be able to do anything here. It's unfortunate that our opponent had to mulligan down to 4, but they're playing Merfolk, so I can only have so much sympathy. There's nothing wrong with Merfolk. Oh, darn. I really should... I should have just played Kumena and just, like, killed them with their own Merfolk. You're gonna do something to Beckett? How dare you, sir? Thing is, you're still dead, though? They should have done that before I attacked. Because if they did that before I attacked, right, this would be tapped. Then they could block, they'd still be dead. We did it! We did it! We did it! Hooray! I have lost my mind. I had one of those days where, so for those of you who don't know, I tried to stream today, which was yesterday for you guys, and my internet just kept deciding to crash, and I have no idea why. And at one point I was like, yeah, sorry, I can't deal with this. So I was like, I'm done. I had some Cheez-Its, I watched some YouTube videos, and at some point I woke up. And it was like 5 p.m. Apparently I had fallen asleep, and I was out for like an hour and a half. It was awful. This is a good, good hand. Opponent, mulliganed again. Alright, cool. So I can take 2 damage just to play Firebrand. Sure, why not? YOLO. You only live once. Let's see. You always pirate on 1. So it's Yapu. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Let's freebooter, see what's going on in our opponent's hand. Oh, I'll take her Golden Eyes, thanks. They have a Chupa. They don't have anything until turn 4. And I went first, so I get to turn 4 before them, which means I get to have Beckett Brass out earlier. Beckett Brass does die to Chupacabra, but it is that sweet, sweet dabblage. And I do love sweet, sweet dabblage. I could Lightning Strike them end of turn, but not really a reason to. I could Beckett Brass here. Well, I plan on I plan on taking Chupacabra hostage. Why would I just not say that, you dumb? So I want them to use the Chupacabra first. But I'd like to have Beckett Brass, so I guess I could just play Ruin Raider, which is fine, and they kill Kitesail, and they have access to Gold Demise, which I don't care about once I get Brass out. Sure, that makes sense. So I will just attack here. I apologize, opponent. I was trying to think through my lines. Because, as a pirate, I have many lines. But yeah, my assumption is Chupacabra Freebooter, or maybe they Chupacabra Ruin Raider. Freebooter makes a little bit more sense. And I think I'm actually going to Brass here. And the reason I Brass here is so that my Ruin Raider doesn't die. Yes. So I could attack. I could attack with my Ruin Raider to trigger Raid. And if my opponent decides to go for Find Broker, I think that's going to be too slow. So honestly, I think I just attack with both. Yeah, I'm fine with that trade, I think. Because I get to draw a card. That's... Am I dumb? Yeah, no. Alright. I guess it still triggers, but... If they go for this play, which they do, I can hostage take it. Or take it hostage. I know words. And just deal a lot more damage to my opponent. Oh, and I actually... Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be playing Firebrand as well. So, yeah. My opponent can Chupacabra my hostage taker, but yeah, at that point they would have taken 5-9. They would have been at 1. Even if they played that, I had Lightning Strike, so decent. I'm honestly surprised at how well that did. No, not store. Packs. I already have some packs. I don't remember how I got these. I think it was from an event. But opening some packs. I own all of these cards already. We're going to be opening so many packs once RNA hits. It's going to be glorious. Alright, yeah, I hope you guys... hope that satisfied your piratey itch. I'm not a big fan of the Scurvy dogs, but, you know, it's not Merfolk, right? That's what really matters, is it's not Merfolk. Anyway, I'd like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Salamander and Argh, for their continued support. If you'd like to join them supporting the channel, you'll find links to that down in the description below, along with links to my Discord server, where we talk about Magic, to my Aetherweb account, where I try and put all of the decks that I play, and I really should probably sit down one day and update them all. And, you know, other various links, timestamps, all that nonsense, but I'm going to be starting to put timestamps in the comments, because not everyone looks at the descriptions. Like, nobody even listens to this part of the video. Hi to everyone who does stay this long. Thanks, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. If you stayed this long, to the end, in the comments, tell me what your favorite card art is. Good old viewer engagement. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, and cast a comment in the comment section down below. And until next time, all will be one.